welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and today is a quick flip through, well quick, probably not too quick because I'm going to talk, fast forward me if you like, but yeah, quick flip through of her new Atlantis book. I have all this series, as you can see. I do generally buy the Swedish one. I like the paper in the Swedish one, and I think, did I order this one? I think it was this one that was first, isn't it? This one is a slight misprint because, as you will notice, it is considerably thicker than the others. It's kind of a bit more one-sided version. But yeah, my new one came this week. Yeah, and this is a stunning cover. It really is. Out of all of them, I like all these covers in the original Swedish. I've always liked Tales from the Forest. But I think this cover is just beautiful. It's a really lovely blue with the silver foiling. It's just a very stunning cover. As I'm sure you know, this particular series of Hanna's is a little bit smaller than her original series, which is obviously still available on Amazon. So it's a little bit narrower, it's a tiny little bit shorter, but in the main, there's still a reasonable sized book. I'm going to pause and put all these away because they're heavy and they're in the way. There we go, that's a bit better. Bit of space, not trying to shove things up in the way. So yeah, this one came yesterday. Very pleased to have finally got my hands on it. Absolutely beautiful. I did just, let me get it back up, have a little translate of what the back cover was reading. Obviously Google Translate, so you know it might not be perfect. Beneath the mirror-like valley lies a slumbering hidden city waiting to be brought back to life. Now this has translated it as, I don't know if you can see, no you can't see, it's not focusing on it. Go on an elf adventure, which I'm not thinking is quite right. Discover the ruins, corals, seahorses and skates in the company of imaginative fish and mermaids. Welcome down to a kingdom where time has stood still. Welcome to Atlantis. So yay! And yeah, I had mixed feelings about this when she first started talking about it, because as you may know if you followed me when I was colouring, I've had a love-hate with under the sea kind of images, but yeah, recently I seem to have got over it a bit, and so I did get this one, even though for a while I was like, I'm not sure it's for me. But yeah, having had a quick look through, I'm quite pleased with it, I think, overall. I think there's some lovely pictures in it, and I think out of all of these Tales From series, this feels, to me, the most like her original books, because I think she did quite a bit of fish and mermaid and the kind of plant forms that are in this in her original series, and this kind of feels a bit more like those, whereas I think the last one, the black one, this one felt like a bit of a jump away into a new style. I like that one as well, but I know a lot of people had mixed feelings about it. The usual very nice paper. Oh, I want to just see whether I thought the paper was, because this feels like very smooth paper on this version, but I don't know if I'm just imagining it. It does feel smoother than my original Forest Kingdom book. Same thickness, still feels like good quality paper, don't get me wrong. But this feels like there's a little bit more tooth to it, so it might be interesting to see how colours work on this, the ones I usually use. I usually use luminance in my Hanna Karlzon books, don't know why, just always do. I think I like the colour palette with her drawings, they just seem to work very nicely. But yeah, I've got some kind of bird, stork I'm guessing, and a lovely lady. Then we've got a bit of a kind of mandala-y. In fact, should we go in a bit? Why am I lifting it? Let's go in a bit. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? We've got some kind of shell mandala, which I actually quite like. I'm not a great lover of over-complicated mandalas, but these are actual shells, forms, and then you've got this kind of shell-like shape in there, and then some seaweedy bits around the edge, which I don't mind. Are these swans? Flying birds. Then a lovely double. Going to take a while because there's quite a lot of detail, bits and pieces. I'm thinking this book's probably going to have quite a lot of watercolour in for me. I do like, if I'm doing an undersea page, a bit of metallic watercolour in the sea. Don't quite know why, just enjoy doing it. fish, again, very similar to some of the fish. I think in Daydreams there's a fish that's very similar to this, doesn't it? Or it might be Magical Dawn. I'm going to get my books confused at this point. And then a very nice lady. That is a lot of her to do. But she's a much smaller character, isn't she? So, but yeah, quite interesting because you've got this kind of circle behind, which as she's supposed to be underwater, I'm going to have to think about what to do with and how it might work. Some jellyfish in a jar. See, this kind of feels like a very traditional Hanna Karlzon that you could have seen in any of her books. And sometimes they're just the ones I like doing. Little seahorse with his little lantern. And then a proper Atlantis scene. So you've got bits of architecture, you've got loads of under the water growth and animals. Little octopus. So yeah, this I think is a beautiful page. I like this. With the shells like a fan. Yeah, I think that's pretty. I can never remember what these are called. In the comments, someone will know. I knew what it was the other day when I looked through, but now I've forgotten. Bit of traditional sculpture. Some more jellyfish. And again, there are jellyfish, aren't there, in some of her older books. This is just a bit more of an involved page with it. Oh, nice double portrait. Oh yeah, I like that one. Got quite nice flowery but shell-like things in her hair. You've got a really nice, kind of, it feels a bit Art Nouveau border going on at the bottom, around the edge. Yeah, I think that's a pretty double. I know there are a couple of flip-throughs already. I have swerved them and didn't look. I thought my book is coming soon, it's coming. I'm not going to look. So I have no idea what other people think about this book at this moment in time because I've deliberately not looked. Oh, I like that as well. That's nice. Flowers, bit of fish, nice shell. I think my only thoughts about this book as I'm looking through it, I think lots of the pages are lovely. But I think you could get a bit fed up of sea, couldn't you, for a while. But there are other options, like there are a few flowery pages. You've got a little portrait and some crabs here. You don't have to put the water in, do you? Double mermaid with the shells. This is nice, like a traditional image. Ooh, hello, turn over. Ooh, unicorn fish type thing. I don't know. Is there a name for one of them? I don't know what it is. If there is, no idea. Like piranhas, these ones, don't they? Again, a bit of an unusual frame for Hanna. Kind of feels again a bit Art Deco maybe. A lady in quite a big dress. I'll trim a bit of her dress off between that point. It's not the most flattering cut of dress, that's it. We've got a bit of jewellery, bit of dragonfly. Again, feels a bit Art Nouveau-y in the background. Like another mermaid. That's a nice arrangement of a drawing. Looks very nice. Swan. Ooh, page of teethy fish. Oh, that one's got a little crown, look. It's the leader among the big fish. Lovely. Oh yeah, I like that as well. Is it an eel? Helps if you could see. Bit of an eel off the bottom there. Same on the bottom. Is that a bit of a crab's head there? Oh yeah, because there's little pinches. Yeah, I think it is one of those books, like the more you look, the more you notice the detail in it. I think there is some lovely pages in this book. I like that as well. And this is lovely, very unusual background for Hanna to have done. All this kind of in-depth coral. It's nice contrast between the figure inside. I think I'd be tempted to watercolour this because that's a lot of detail, and maybe work into it once I've got a bit of colour on there. It's nice though, that. More lovely fish. Another nice, really nice portrait. Mermaid holding a big fish. Oh. I know this is not always everybody's favourite, is it, where you've got some kind of creature with things growing off the back of them. Sorry, there are some frogs like that. It doesn't bother me, personally. Another nice little scene. Some nice portraits in here. Oh, she's got a little boat in her necklace. And I quite like the idea of some of these kind of starfish and urchins growing on her face. I think that's quite a nice idea. Octopus hoarding all the crystals. Pretty. Oh, near the end. Sad. This is quite nice. The lilies. Frog. Oh, and that's it. Oh. Well, I personally do like it. I don't think it's probably going to be for everybody. I think it's because it's obviously a very specific size and a very specific type of images, aren't there? But I don't think it's the one I'll be working it all the time. But I think it's one of those books I will reach for when you're in the mood for doing a kind of sea, under the sea life type of page. And there are some that are not too kind of heavily fishy. Is that a description? I don't know. But yeah, I really like this portrait. And there's a couple more portraits that I really like. I'm probably due for a Hanna portrait. Not done one for a couple of months, I think, now. But yeah, I think this is a beautiful book. I will put the link down in the description where you can get it if you want this Swedish version. I think I did read this week that the English translated version is probably going to be January. I'm sure I read on her Instagram this week. It doesn't, I mean, it's not like there's loads of words in it, is there? And the title's fairly obvious, so whichever you would like, you personally. Hopefully that'll be coming pretty soon. But yeah, I think this copy is absolutely beautiful. I love the cover on it. The colour of the binding of the fabric and the foiling, I just think is beautiful on this copy. Very impressed. It's a very nice book. Anyway, hopefully this was of interest to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.